Hey, on today's episode of the Career Packs podcast, I talk about a new word that I've been addicted to for the past 48 hours, and it's called Oasis. I'll tell you guys why. I'll tell you guys who I learned this from or heard it from. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into today's episode. Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Career Packs podcast. My name is Neil Patel. I'm the host of this podcast, and today I want to talk about a word I haven't really said much, maybe a word you guys aren't really familiar with. It's a word called Oasis, and it's a word that I've been obsessed with for the past 48 hours. There's a song and an artist I want to refer to revolving this word. What Oasis means is a pleasant or peaceful area or period in the midst of a difficult, troubled, or hectic place or situation. So that's just a quick Google definition of what this word means, but there's a deeper meaning to it. And there's a song by the artist Russ that he dropped on his new album. And the name of the song is Oasis. And I've probably listened to it 20 plus times. Yes, 20 plus times. I made an episode not too long ago about having an obsessive mentality. This also applies to music. Anything I really enjoy, I will listen to it over and over and over until it is no longer interesting to me. And for the past 2 days, I've been doing just that. And I'm still very much interested. And even after that, he dropped a episode with a very well-known podcaster and someone I've referred to on this podcast previously. His name is Jay Shetty. So Russ, he went on to his podcast to talk about his life, his struggles, his upbringing. Also touched on obviously this album. And I don't know if you guys know who even Russ is, but he is an artist. He makes music, been doing it for dang near over a decade. Lots and lots of platinum hits and records, all that fun stuff. But he described the meaning behind the song, and it held so much weight. In my opinions, I thought I'd share what this means not only to him but to me. The lyrics, the beat, the rap, the entire vibe of the way this song was created, it really spoke to me because we can all get stuck in our little oases without realizing anything. And if you haven't heard the song, first I recommend you listen to it because it's incredible. It has like a nice little overlay of another woman that was on the record with him. I don't even know who it was, but whoever she was, it was put together beautifully. Whoever produced the song, incredible, which I'm assuming it was Russ because, he's his own person and label. But I'll read the lyrics to the song so you guys know why it's so significant to me, and we'll go from there. And I'm not a rapper. I'm not someone who is some musician, so I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to read the lyrics. Okay, I'll quickly read them. Here they go. And it's like it's two verses, so it's a little lengthy, but it goes like this. Bury my problems in a bottle and a feast. No routine, no obligations, hardly getting any sleep. This is a dream, right? Using random women just to boost my self esteem, right? Comfortable, complacent, I can't let go, so I squeeze tight. Hanging on, I'm a mess. I could have swore that I was supposed to be going somewhere, but I forgot I'm a drunken stupor. Feel like a fucking loser. I don't know what I even want. Don't see a fucking future. Feel like I have everything, but I feel nothing. Spent $250,000 on a car that I don't need just to feel something. Still nothing. While everything else failed, I might as well try self destructing. Dress it up though, make it look sexy so I don't notice that my being is deteriorating. I'm losing focus. At least I got a multi platinum sound to it. Get your shit together. Yeah, get around to it. Losing direction by the minute. I'm tripping. I'm stalling. Feeling like DMX because lately I'm slipping. I'm falling. Fuck it. I'm balling. I'll get back on track tomorrow. I got time. Ain't no rush before you know it. It's tomorrow. Damn. Defeated, depleted. Don't want to believe it. Anxiety beating my ass. I'm overeating. I put on 30 pounds of fat. Friends say I'm getting money. If this is rich, then take me back to being broken bummy. I made an independent fortune and my engine's foreign, but my stress is soaring. Bootleg pornos off a Reddit forum. Every morning, that's a coping mechanism, like the smoking and the drinking, and I'm prone to overthinking. Need a self soothe. I got some bad habits. Check my account though. It just looks like I'm a cash addict. I'm back at it every day, drifting further away. Go get your shit together. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. That is some beautiful lyrics. And the song doesn't go like that in any tone with the way I said it. It's 10 times better. Go listen to the song. However, quick tangent. I love Russ so much because he's one of those artists that combines great lyricism with his mental health and men's mental health in specific. Because I think men in today's society, it's such an interesting time to be a man where you have to have this balance of like, oh, I'm a man, I can do man shit. But at the same time, like you have emotions, you have all these things that you may be battling with. And it's not as well received when people talk about their mental health, not people, men, because I am very passionate about it. I love sharing the way I feel, my emotions, what I'm struggling with. And sometimes they may not be received that well by others. They're like, "Oh, dude, look at this weak guy." When in reality, I think being able to share your emotions as a guy and be vulnerable and be emotional, it's a strength. I see it as a sign of confidence, as a sign of awareness. And that's what Russ does so well. He can share what he's truly feeling through his lyrics and share his mental health struggles while also creating great music. Not many artists can do that. I think artists try and do that, but it may sound tacky or cringe or corny when they do it. When Russ does it, he makes it sound really freaking good. And then you guys just heard all those lyrics that I just read. It's about how he's been destroying himself and covering up underneath all the money and the fame and the lights and the rock star type of mentality that he's adopted, and also from the way other people look at him, that it's eating him up. He is losing himself. He gained, like you said, he gained those 30 pounds. He's, smoking and drinking and not keeping his sexual energy, which all the things I feel like men go towards as a sign of a distraction. I can relate to that too. I feel like a lot of people can. A lot of men can. Because there's a lot of weight on our shoulders at times. And when there's weight, you need something to distract yourself. So all in all, these lyrics and what he's putting out, he explains further in the podcast. So a couple of the things that he pointed out was that Oasis, this entire song, was a concept and an idea about being in a fool's paradise. He has everything that he has ever wanted in his life, but he still feels nothing and he feels empty on the inside. Because internally, through those lyrics, you guys can tell internally he was a mess. And he talks about, again, 30 pounds overweight, drinking, smoking too much, no discipline behind his thoughts, his eating habits, his sexual energy. And all that discipline was just fading away because it was being masked up by him being this sensation of an artist and getting all this money in his bank account, getting a new plaque, putting out another banger hit. All of these things, they got hidden behind him because of him being perceived as a king or as a rock star and almost untouchable because of all of his accolades. And the whole song was poking fun at him, at Russ, because he really is in this little oasis, this fool's paradise with no one to really tell him otherwise. And he himself was the only person that made a change or can make a change. So that was his point of view. And I'm only like 20 minutes into the podcast, or yeah, with Jay Shetty and Russ. But I thought I'd pause and make this entire episode because it really spoke to me. And I guess let's talk about it. Why, Neil? Why are you talking about this? This kind of sounds like, are you in a fool's paradise? Are you in a little oasis? And some days I feel like that. Not entirely, but there's some. I'll give you an example, right? So I have some weight to lose. I've lost 8 pounds so far, and over the past 3 years, I've been trying to lose this weight and just make a change and try and do it, and I just haven't been able to because I haven't had the discipline and I haven't had the actual commitment to do it. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a leg on it and a head start on it, which is good. I've lost 8 pounds. But what I would do is I kept hiding behind the idea, oh, I have work to do. Oh, I'm busy with work. Oh, I have to make this video. Oh, I have to do this. All of those things, they were an excuse for me to not go get in the gym, start losing weight. But now it's non-negotiable. I have to go do it. I must go do it. And the plus side, you feel great after. I've lost 8 pounds. I've lost 9 pounds. It's been great. And another thing that Russ says, which I also found interesting, he said, I lost all this weight, and I still, because he lost 30 pounds, by the way, because he said he was 30 pounds overweight. He lost it, and he's doing great now. He said, even after I lost all the weight, I still wasn't as fulfilled or as happy because I was telling myself that, oh, you're an asshole. You got to go get in the gym. You fucking fat ass. You got to go do this, this, this. Like, go. Don't be like, you're a bitch. Go to the gym. Like, instead, he said, I would treat myself horribly. He lost all that weight by him being horrible to himself and mean and vicious. And even after he did it, he didn't feel anything. Like, he still felt the same because he wasn't kind to himself in the process of that weight loss journey. How you speak to yourself, what you tell yourself is so vital. And coming from Russ, right? It's so vital to any journey because you can lose the weight, you can get all the money, you can build a great business, you can do everything. But if you're doing it in a way that's deteriorating your language towards yourself, it's going to be to your demise. Because look, I be overeating at times and my health comes first. I don't like throwing my health and well-being to the side just because work is important. And yes, this whole podcast and creating thing, I can be obsessed with it. But now I know that, look, dude, you gotta take care of your health. And I love to eat. I love food, but it's literally just calories in versus calories out. It's super simple to lose the weight. And I can't overeat. I can't do all these things that I'm doing to myself. Because work wouldn't be here. My obsession, my creations, they wouldn't be here if I am unhealthy and unable to actually move, walk, all those things. Another thing as to why it really spoke to me is because I want to win the internal game, not the external. There's a great quote by Danny Miranda on this, which is people think, well, he actually said it on my podcast when he was on. He said, this whole thing is an internal game for me, not an external game. When the world may think it's an external game. For me, it isn't. That's what he said. It's internal. For me, I want to live in an internal oasis of myself that's calm, peaceful, and at ease with everything in my life versus the external one where thousands of people watch my content. I get blinded by building and trying to grow this podcast, which don't get me wrong is important, but just not getting put in the wrong oasis of feeding myself all this cheap dopamine and pleasure that at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if I'm not happy internally. And I'd be lying if I said everything was perfect because sometimes anxiety do be kicking my ass, y'all. It really does. And it could just pop up in random moments throughout the day and it kicks my ass. So I need to make sure that the oasis that I put myself in, it serves me for the long term, not the short term. Whatever Russ was speaking about, it all served short-term pleasures and not the long-term in his lyrics about everything that he was doing to himself to distract himself from what he really needed to face. And the most important thing, he changed. He got a therapist, he lost weight, he became more self-aware. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for any of you guys listening to this podcast today. Be in tune with yourself. Well, first, listen to the song because it's an amazing song. If you guys don't really give a crap about the lyrics or this whole deeper meaning behind it, that's cool. It's just a great banger when you're driving out with boys, with your friends, anything. But if you do care about the deeper message, be in tune with yourself. Be in tune with your emotions. Be honest with yourself. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned in this entire journey of growing in my early 20s and overcoming my insecurities and the ones that I still have to this day is to just be honest with myself. Journaling out my problems, all my issues, just facing them head on, even if it's not me confronting someone or confronting myself at times, just putting something down on paper, getting my thoughts out. It feels, I've said this word freeing a lot lately. It feels freeing because it really does. Getting all the getting all the icebergs that are in your drift of life in the middle of the ocean, just sinking them down and just letting your boat continue to go across the ocean and just drift peacefully. Because once you put those thoughts to bed, It'll allow you to just be fully present in whatever it is that you're actually trying to do. And for me, it's like, look, dude, if you have a problem with this, just face it head on. And I tell myself, like, hey, if I have a problem, that's okay. And that's what brings me confidence in a few aspects of my life, is just pure honesty with my emotions and how I feel, admitting to myself it's okay to get help, it's okay to ask for help, and not lie to myself when I'm not at peace or happy internally. So that's all I have for you guys today. Just remember, don't get stuck in the wrong oasis that may blind you, because it'll blind you and you won't even know it. Maybe, what if I'm in a wrong oasis right now? I may be. What if you are? So for me, what it really is just being honest, because the best oasis that I could be in is one of pure honesty, making sure I keep my feet planted no matter what level of success that I achieve or that you guys may achieve. Just stay planted. That's just really what spoke to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed some part of it, at least. If you guys don't like Russ, I'm sorry, but if you guys like Russ and if you care about his lyricism and deeper meaning behind what he creates, go listen to the song. And I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you did, share it with a friend. Follow us on all socials at the Korea Pact Podcast, and leave me a 4 or 5 star review on Spotify. It helps me out a ton. And like I always say, guys, take care. Tell someone that you love them and go do something nice for someone today, because they genuinely deserve it. All right, y'all. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.